Good afternoon. A breast cancer surgeon who carried unnecessary operations on hundreds of patients has had his prison sentence increased from 15 to 20 years. The Court of Appeal ruled that the original term handed down to Ian Paterson was unduly lenient, given the truly sickening nature of the crimes.
I'm very pleased that he's been given a longer sentence. It's a lot more than 15 in real terms. Yes, I'm delighted. It's a lifetime of regret, really, that I and his other hundreds of victims ever had anything to do with him. We shan't ever be able to forget him completely.
Straight to our reporter Olivia Kinsley, who is at the Royal Courts of Justice for us this afternoon. Hello to you, Olivia. Remind us of what this man did.
Well, the crimes that Ian Paterson carried out were truly shocking and horrific. He carried out unnecessary breast surgery on patients, both men and women, leaving them with scars, leaving them with emotional scars and physical scars, things that they will live with for the rest of their lives. Now, in May, he was sentenced to 15 years in jail. He was convicted of 17 counts of wounding with intent and 3 counts of unlawful wounding. The Attorney General, the government's legal advisor, felt that that was not sufficient, so he referred that sentencing here to the Court of Appeal. And today, 3 Court of Appeal justices agreed that it was unduly lenient. One of them, Lady Justice Hallett, described in court the nature of his crimes.
How any doctor, let alone one who had earned an enviable reputation in the medical profession, could have engaged in this level of offending, one will never know. Theories have been advanced about his motivation, greed, self-aggrandisement, power. However, they do not come close to explaining how a doctor can falsely tell a patient he or she has cancer when they have not.
Well, I'm joined now by Kashmir Uppal, who's a lawyer who's represented many of the victims. Do you think that the victims will mostly be satisfied with today's results?
I think they were looking for the longest sentence possible, and for them that would be life imprisonment, because that is what he has subjected them to. They have physical scars, they have the psychological scars, and this will live with them for the rest of their lives. Having said that, they are pleased that there has been an increase in the sentence to the 20 years, and we recognise the sentencing guidelines have to be complied with. But like I say, for them, they have life sentences, and he will be released after 10 years on licence if he's on good behaviour.
And I understand that now you've still got victims, more victims, because of the publicity around this case coming forward.
That's right. There are women who, until he was actually convicted, didn't actually believe that he was guilty of these crimes. He was so manipulative and made them believe that he was saving their lives. They put so much trust and faith in him. For him to then abuse that position of trust, it's taken them a long time to come to terms and understand that. So I don't think we'll probably ever know the full extent of his crimes, because there are victims who still don't feel ready to come forward and say, I've been subjected to unnecessary surgery as well.
And of course, we've also potentially got this civil case coming up later this year. So it's not done yet, the proceedings involving Ian Paterson.
Unfortunately, it's not done. But what the private healthcare company Spire should now realise is that the severity of his crimes has resulted in an increase in his sentence. This went on in their hospitals under their watch, and they have to be held liable for doing this, because what's come out from this trial is the lack of any accountability that allowed Mr Paterson to do this and get away with it for such a long period of time.
Well, thank you for talking to us, Kashmir. Ian Paterson was appearing in court this morning from HMP Nottingham. He gave a little reaction to the increased sentence when it was read out. He was shaking his head through much of the proceedings, but no reaction, sort of silent, and that was it when this increased sentence was read out in court. He now faces a 20-year sentence. As you heard there from Kashmir, many of his victims will live for the rest of their lives with the emotional and physical scars.
OK, thank you.